All right, I'll just say it. I like the new Halloween.
Wait, you like the new Halloween?
I do. I like it. I like the new Halloween. I thought it was great. I thought the story was great. I thought Michael Myers was amazing. I thought the fight between him and Laurie at the end were fantastic.
All right, but I feel as if a majority of people out there probably disagree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, the majority of people probably, well, I mean, not to be rude, but I think the majority of people are stupid. I mean, just look at the way we vote. So, you know.
That's very interesting. All right, well, I have to go now because we have to do another thing on.
That's it?
We're going to do now another thing. So I was bored tonight, and it being Halloween and all, I decided to watch a horror movie. But not just any horror movie. No, I wanted to watch something that was different. Well, did I find something that was pure gold? Have any of you ever seen the movie Possum? If you haven't, wow, you're in for a treat. There will be spoilers, so if you actually want to watch this movie and you don't want the ending ruined, I will let you know ahead of time when there will be a spoiler. So you can stop the video then or continue watching and then just act surprised when you finally watch the movie. I dug this one up back from 2018. It was written and directed by Matthew Holness. The whole movie centers around a sort of disgraced puppeteer who has to return home to deal with his, basically to confront the abuse and the suffering and trauma he had to go through as a child. But there's more of a twist to this movie. Did I mention his friend, who is called Possum? It's sort of his best friend that he carries around with him everywhere he goes, and it's nothing like that at all. It's a terrible secret that he hides in a big brown bag that he always seems to carry with him everywhere he goes. It's a hideous puppet, and yes, this thing is hideous. Honestly, wait. No, it's kind of good looking. Kind of reminds me of me. He tries burning this thing, drowning this thing, basically tossing it off a bridge, but this thing just can't seem to go away. The whole thing is quite ambiguous. Is this thing alive? Is it a manifestation of his own fears? Is it supernatural? Is it this distress brought on from his past? Look at Possum. There he lies. Children, meet his lifeless eyes. See his nasty legs and tongue. When he wakens, watch him run. Bag is open, growing wider. What's inside it? Man or spider? Little boy, don't lose your way. Possum wants to come and play. I'm going to give you my interpretation of the movie, as it really is open to interpretation. Philip is a troubled adult that still seems to act like a child, like he has some hard times letting go of the past and who he is. It's alluded to the fact that Philip originally lost his job at the school for basically taking out the giant spider puppet. And one would say he was trying to warn the children about abuse, but it was not taken the right way, and Philip did lose his job because of this, or at least was put on a hiatus. But either way, because of this, Philip got a bad reputation and a bad stigma around town for being this weird, sort of strange recluse. So where do I begin? The balloons symbolize, along with the smoke, the burning of the house, the innocence gone after the fire. This might have had to do with either Philip himself burning the house down to get away from his uncle, and in that effect killing his family in an untimely manner. There's two ways to look at this. The uncle was a serial killer, in which, when Philip was younger, he had to basically help him out in disposing the bodies. And they would dispose of these bodies in a bag, much like the bag Philip carries around with him throughout the entire film. What's interesting, though, is throughout the film, his uncle keeps referring to the puppet as something being alive. Like when he carries it around a bag, he says, "Did you kill it?"
Before you kill it. Can't kill it as a puppet.
Those little hints sort of hint at the fact that the uncle was a serial killer, and in fact they were taking the dead bodies of the children in that bag, and he kept referring to this as being something he had to kill. At the end of the film, it's revealed that the child that was missing throughout the movie was actually abducted by Philip's uncle and put inside a large case. There's a terrible fight at the end of the film where Philip is pinned to the ground by his uncle, and his uncle is showing him his fingers, sort of wiggling them around like a spider's legs. The same spider's legs that were kind of peeking around corners and tormenting Philip. Philip ultimately kills his uncle by snapping his neck back onto a jagged board, and at that moment, the case opens up and the child escapes and runs out. The uncle's ultimate game plan was to frame Philip with the murder of the missing child, but here's where it's open for interpretation. After Philip kills his uncle and the case opens up and the child escapes, this is obviously symbolism for Philip's troubled youth finally escaping from his uncle, finally being free of his uncle's clutches. The next and final scene we're treated with Philip sitting outside, kind of just thinking about everything. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, we can see the remains of Possum, a now curled up, dead-looking spider. This is obviously representing his uncle now being dead. I urge you all to check out this movie because it really is a masterpiece. It can be slow at times, but the visuals and the acting and even the plot are quite amazing. I'd say it's worth a watch. There are other great movies out there that are right in your face, like Demons and Tourist Trap, and even one of my personal favorites now, which is another sleeper hit, which I'll probably will go over on this channel, called Death Dream, which I did a song about. It's great, you should check it out. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.